Hello.
Hey man, what's up?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Got the day off from school and all that, so pretty good day. How about you?
I'm solid. I'm solid. Oh, I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry, man.
You could call me Caden.
Caden, Troy. Yeah, okay. Caden, very nice to kind of me to get you on the phone and obviously see the man behind the profile. So
Yeah, man, I appreciate you like coming on and talking football for a little bit, and it means a lot taking time out of your day. I know you're probably busy and all that, so thank you.
of course, yeah. It's. I mean, hey, as you're trying to grow, your podcast, I'm obviously trying to, grow my familiarity with the fan base and as well as just talk ball, which I love doing. So.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. I appreciate it. Um, so I guess I want to just start off by saying, like, what have you been up to this off season? You got like any hobbies that you like doing outside of like football? Some guys like to go like fishing or like boating. Just kind of like outside of football. What have you been up to this off season?
So it's been a lot, to be honest. I went and did my first golf tournament, the shotgun style.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it did not go well.
Oh.
So I did some golfing. Obviously, been with some friends. Just chill with them, dinners. Went on a little vacation early on around my birthday. So really, just most of my stuff is relaxing, and or I'm not been a big video game guy. I'm more just like quality time, relaxing with people around me, and having a good time. So that's really outside of football.
Oh, nice. Where'd you go for your like birthday vacation? If you don't mind me asking.
No, I don't, and I believe it was Cancun.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I believe it was Yeah, I went to Cancun.
This sounds like fun. um, you mentioned golfing, so that was your first time. I don't know much about golfing, but how does like the like scoring and all that works? I know you have to like the least amount of golf you play, the better. That's right.
Yeah, the lower score that you have is better. Now, like I said, so for me, I'm a beginner. It's myself. I'm sitting there just swinging for the fences, and my score is probably the highest out of anybody. But
Ah,
it was just a fun experience, to kind of network and really, just have a good time. It was obviously a little out of my comfort zone with the detail and the technical things that have to go on with the game of golf. But it was once again fun to just kind of compete, swing, and obviously see where my swing ended up because that was more the fun part. Because like I said, I didn't really know. Like I was just kind of swinging for the fences. So
yeah. I mean, you always got to try something. That's part of life. First time for everything. I've never tried golfing, but probably someday I will. Um,
yeah, it's a good time. I can tell you that.
so kind of related to like the off season, I believe it was January or February you signed with the Saints. What kind of just led you to wanting to sign with the Saints and like Dennis Allen's defense and all that?
So I'd actually, so I was drafted in 2020 by the
Hmm.
Carolina Panthers. I had actually had, you know, like scheduled, meeting with the Saints and their brass before the draft and things like that. But everything got canceled because of COVID.
Yeah.
So that was when they had AG, and he was there. But I've had, just a little bit of familiarity, and I kind of, just I always had him on the back of my mind. So, fast forward, um, the situation kind of came up, and they wanted to kind of fly me in for a visit and just kind of, see how everything works. And it just felt right, honestly, in my heart. It was the right spot. It was, they were giving me an opportunity, and I planned to take it. So with that, with having Dennis Allen, the defensive head coach, I like that as well because I mean, gonna give us a little bit more on the practice days than the offense, and
Yeah.
it's just a good experience. And anytime that you can go to a winning organization, an organization with whose fan base is so passionate and loves the team and players that want to play there and a winning culture, hey, you take advantage of that. So
Yeah, for sure. Speaking on like Dennis Allen's like scheme and his defense, where do you see yourself like fitting in? Like an outside guy, slot? You want to focus more on special teams, or where do you see yourself fitting in the most?
Well, yeah. The first things first is going to be making a team.
Yeah.
Contributing whichever way that I can. But to be honest, I've actually been training in a multiple facet, kind of range, because I always thought that I could definitely play in the slot if that's something that I'm tasked to do. So I've been kind of working more towards getting around that mindset. But I've played outside before, and with Dennis Allen, it's a lot of man on man.
Yeah.
Coverage. So I really like that because it allows the pass rushers to get to the quarterback. It takes the thinking out of everything. It's like, hey, just go guard your man and work on your tools that you have that you use to win. And it's an attacking defense. They don't shy away, just zone it up and let the offense do whatever. It's like, hey, we're gonna go straight at you. So I like that about it. And where I fit is, I want to carve out a role for myself by hopefully making the team. From there, being the best special teams player I possibly can be, earning whatever spot that I get on the actual defense, and performing to the best of my capability. So I'm preparing for all that. Any and all possibilities I'll be ready for, and I want to take advantage of those.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to make like rosters and stuff is special teams, and the Saints fans love the special teams guys. Like, I don't know how it is with a lot of other like fan bases and stuff, but like the Saints like love special teams players. And I was gonna ask, do you have any like experience playing gunner? Hold on, I dropped my phone. Because we have JT Gray at one side, and then the other side's kind of like a question mark. So do you have like any experience playing like gunner?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, in 2020 when I was with the Panthers, I actually clocked the fastest miles per hour on a gunner tackle, which was, I believe, 22.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got to go back and look at it. But yeah, I'm a lot of experience with gunner. Gunner's a position that you really got to kind of get it out the mud, because you'll get doubled, you'll get singled, and you got to make plays. So that's honestly where I'm also looking to just come in and show my worth there, and really prove that I'm a guy that can be counted on and can be relied upon, and I can make plays for the team, and special teams or on defense, and that's what I want to do. So yeah, you speak about a gunner position. I've been working that and working my technique and getting ready to go out there and turn the burners on.
Yeah, that's pretty fast, and I want to see that. And like during games, you and JT Gray on gunner would be like deadly. Since we're on the topic of like New Orleans and all that, how's like the transition been for you? Like have you had the chance to like meet teammates or any like the new coaching staff? Because I think they redid the whole defensive staff after they signed you. Have you had a chance to like meet any of your teammates or the new coaching staff?
I haven't met the coaching staff yet, but I actually knew a couple of guys, and I actually saw a couple of guys at one of my good friends' weddings. So I went to Notre Dame with Tony Jones Jr. He just had his wedding.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep, there I met Malcolm Roach. I talked to Marquez Callaway, and a couple other guys that were just there. Cesar Ruiz was there, and it was just a good time. And I really talked to him and say, how's everything? Or Juwan Johnson as well. Obviously, how's everything? What's going on? I'm sure about introduction stuff, but the resounding thing that got back to me was, everyone's treated like a family. Like, obviously, when you make the team, when you're with the organization, for sure, like it's treated like family from the top. It's a growing culture of, hey, we're all together in this, and that's something that, really resonated with me, because it was like, dang, like, every single one of these guys have said this, and, you always hear talk or whatever, like, hey, you're my family, but, like, to have just random conversations with guys and they're saying that, it's like, dang, like, no, this isn't an interview where, like, I'm like, nah, tell me the real. And, this isn't a, NFL sports interview. No, this is, just telling me how it is. And I think that that's something that I really look forward to kind of feeling out and seeing and, being a part of, because, that's where I found my most success too at Notre Dame. We felt like we were real brothers. Like, every single guy there can call me and do whatever at any point, and I'll be there for him. So with that, it was just the family type of thing, and really seeing that. So I haven't met the coaches yet, but some great relationships with the players already starting.
That's awesome to hear, especially about like just everyone being treated right, and just like that's an organization where like players want to play at. Go for it.
I've heard guys that left really want to come back. I've heard guys that just got there, love it. I've heard guys that all that good stuff, and stuff that you really want to hear when you're coming into an organization. So
yeah, that's awesome to hear. Have you had a chance to try any of like the New Orleans food or anything like that since I don't know how your transition's been to there now or anything like that, but have you had a chance to try any local food?
What's funny is I actually have somewhat of a shellfish allergy. So I have to erase a lot of the recommendations that I've been getting. But no, I haven't really gotten to the food yet. I'm going to probably dive deep in with, a team dinner or like a position group dinner. Right now it's just, what we serve, what they serve at the facility and, stuff I get on the side. But no, I've heard that, like I said, it's rich in tradition with food, especially. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my weight goals too, so I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But no, I've heard great things.
Are you going to like Chipotle and Chick-fil-A with Derek Carr at all?
I have not with Derek Carr, but Chipotle is my go-to right now with just, getting the right protein, getting the right, diet together, and getting everything I need. Yeah, Chipotle's hit. But no, I wasn't there when Derek and the family went, so I missed that one.
Yeah, I don't know if you've if you've seen any of the like tweets and stuff, but Derek Carr said like his first meal in New Orleans was like Chipotle, and then he mentioned like Juwan the next day like sent him like 100 places to eat that aren't like Chipotle or whatever, and people were just like finding it funny and stuff on social media.
No, that's definitely funny because Chipotle's all over the place, so you can always get Chipotle, but in New Orleans specifically, hey, we make good food here and we do this, that, and the third. So, yeah, man, that's what I'll get into. Maybe I'll ask Juwan for that list. And I got to cut shellfish out, so I bet you there's 75 places that I can't even go.
Yeah. So when you were with the Panthers, you had a season-ending injury in the preseason. Just how has your recovery from that been? Do you feel 100%, or is there still like a few little things you're trying to take care of, or do you still feel like you're 100% now?
The funny thing is that injury was very tough. I tore my ACL, and it was such a long process, but I'm overjoyed and honestly blessed by God to say that yes, I'm 100% healthy. I can do everything I want to do. I have no restraints and no restrictions, and truly God healed me. Like, it wasn't as fast as I'd like. It took a long time. It took a lot of heartache. It took me getting cut. It took, me kind of even sitting back and watching guys play that I knew I was better than. But the fact of the matter is that, God's timing is never late. It's never wrong. It's never up for really suggestion. So, I'm just so happy that now I can truly say that, and now I can understand and take my health for everything it's worth, and never take it for granted. Be so grateful and have the perspective enough to understand that, hey, I was in a dark place, but I made it out, and I'm stronger because of that.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, that's amazing. Have you had an injury like this before, or have you mainly like throughout like your life just kind of not been like dealt with too many injuries?
Thankfully I haven't. I hadn't dealt with any, really, like, especially not season ending, especially not requiring surgery. I had been, up to that point, really, really clear. Like maybe some ankle sprains or something like that, but nothing really crazy. So to deal with that was really tough, and it made me a better person though. Like, I had to strip away all the, macho. I had to, put my pride to the side and really just work every single day to be like a little. It wasn't even 1%. It was like 0.1%.
Wow.
And then it was like, okay, that was 0.1 multiplied, and it might not, like only added 0.1% one day, but then like eventually like, the ball got rolling, I started going downhill, and I had a great team too. Dr. Ron Weathers, the training house staff that initially helped me after my surgery, my strength and conditioning coaches. There's so many people that helped me, my therapist, but yeah, man, it was a lot, and I never dealt with it, so it was a lot to navigate through. But like I said, I'm good now, so thank you.
Yeah, it's dealing with the injuries can be a lot, so I'm just glad to hear that you're 100% and feeling good and feeling great about everything. How excited are you to be just practicing and playing football again? The first, I believe, off-season program is May 23rd or something, or I think there might be something in late April. Just how excited are you to be back in on a team facility practicing with other guys again?
I'm overjoyed because, like I said, I know what it feels like to not be able to do that. I know what it feels like to watch. I know what it feels like to see Twitter talking about stuff and you're not even close to being a part of it. So I'm overjoyed, man. I mean, I'm just taking every day, and having that perspective of being grateful. And with that, I think that's going to continue to fuel me when things get tired or when things get hard, when I get tired, when it's, super humid and hot during, a camp practice or something. I just know that I'll have that perspective and I'll understand, hey, when I was at home on the couch watching training camp last year, I wish that I was out there, running an extra lap. So,
yeah,
man, I'm just, I'm happy because, I mean, it's what I love doing. It's, I believe what I was born to do. And, now I'm getting back to it and with some new threads and a bigger smile.
That sounds amazing. Is there anyone you're looking forward to competing against, defense, offense, or special teams? Like some guys like to compete against former college teammates, or they know certain guys around the league they like competing against more than others. Is there anyone that you're wanting to compete against the most, or is this whoever comes your way?
Well, I've always been born and bred to want to see what the best has got. That's always been my mindset and motto. So, whoever the best is out there, I want to see him. But I'm excited to really sit back and learn from JT, like you spoke about. I'm excited to sit back and watch Marshawn. I'm excited to see some of those Paulson, Alante, see those young guys that are still making their way in and figuring stuff out. Because I think that one of my biggest attributes is taking a small piece of someone's game and adding it to mine as a tool on my tool belt.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely the competition, because like I said, I love to compete. That's number one. But as well as just learning, seeing how real vets move through the season, seeing special teams aces and what separates them from just doing another regular special teams rep. So all that, really just kind of being a sponge, but also a competitive sponge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what makes players better and great. They take information and they learn from players all around them, and then they apply it to their own game and their own style. So I'm excited to see what you catch on from JT and Marshawn and Tyran and whatever other vets you're gonna learn from and compete with. The next thing I want to talk about is the Troy Pride Day of Plays. That's what it's called?
Yeah, the TPJ Day of Play. So those are my initial Troy Pride Jr. Day of Play. Man, I was just actually doing a little bit of stuff with that before we got on the phone. So third annual, I've been doing it for 3 years, or this will be my third year. An interactive day of play just with me and a lot of the kids in my community. How it came about really was everyone talks about doing camps, but when I was growing up, I never had that. There was never an NFL player in my area to do something like that, because I'm the first guy from my high school to ever go to the NFL, or especially play.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so I never had that role model. I never had that experience. So for me, it was let me be on the ground with this. Let me have a camp, teach kids the game of football and having fun while you're doing it, so that, potentially you can love the game, but also instill things into them, life lessons, hard coaching, specific things each and every year, having like a theme to where they're learning something too about life. So it's like life, football, and fun. So it's like all kind of a conglomerate together. I have some of my old teammates come through. I have a whole bunch of help from the community. My high school does like a wonderful job with really helping me and setting up everything so I can just kind of run it and do it exactly how I want to. This year is going to be bigger than ever because I've got some more like specific additions to the camp that'll make it that much more fun, that much more entertaining for the kids. And man, that's like my baby for real, because it was an idea that grew in my head, and then I created it. I don't sit there and pay someone to just run the camp for me. Like, I am on the ground. I do everything just about, and I delegate into every position. So it's like it really feels like it's something that I'm doing and giving back. And when I see kids smile and have great times and compete, but also are laughing, and the friends are out there and they're learning the game, it's just it's everything for me. I have a great time. I lost my voice last year. I lost my shoes one year. Like, I took them off and was just on the field messing around with the kids. But like I said, my whole family helps. I have guys that fly in and help. So man, it's everything. I can't even lie to you.
That's awesome, man. It's great seeing like players like giving back to the community and seeing them like interact with kids and having them like just play football outdoors and all that. And then it's a great milestone for you being the first like guy from your high school to make it to the NFL. That's just amazing.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Thank you for even, like I said, bringing it up, because that's something that it's just like near and dear to my heart, because like I said, so many people help me. So many people, like, it's like a whole community event that is just for the betterment of my community. Like, it's truly making kids grow up with a better mindset, with more positivity, with more like a more clear idea of what sports entails, what it's all about, teamwork, all that, man. Like, and even it's a little strict too sometimes. Like, you're not stepping out of line and doing a whole bunch of stuff. Like, nah, like, we're locked in. So it's a tight one ship, but it's fun, man, and everyone has fun and everyone has a good time.
If you don't mind me asking, like, for the past, like, I think you said 2 years you've been doing this, like, how many kids typically, like, show up? Like,
we've been around 90 for the last 2 years, but we're probably going to get to 125 this year, because
oh, wow,
I'm
nice.
It up for a couple free slots, as well as just really like marketing it better. Like, my first year was kind of like, hey, I'm doing a camp, and I didn't really say much. Then the second year was like, all right, now, I did a camp last year. Year 2 is going to be better. Year 2 is better. So now it's like, hey, we're here year 3. And we need everybody here, So, we're probably looking at 125. And, we're going to keep growing as much as we can. Hopefully it'll be a day 2 or a 2-day camp. And, really have a good time.
That's awesome. When I was not like researching, but I was looking at like some of your highlights and stuff and Twitter, and everyone always said like you were like the fastest guy or one of the fastest guys in your draft and everything like that. So I wanted to ask, do you think you're the fastest player on the team?
I mean, I guess I don't know the team. I have to really see, to be honest. I mean, I pride myself on how I move and, getting faster. I've actually been running a faster 10-yard split than I did pre-combine.
Wow.
So, hey, I guess I'm not going to go into that. You're trying to get me in trouble, because if I say something wild, somebody's going to be, all right, like this dude that don't nobody even know trying to speak. But like I said, I'll do my best to show you. Like, we have GPSs on, so, we'll see. But no, I'm very confident in myself though with my speed. I was blessed. My dad's fast, not as fast as me, but he's like the origin of where I get my speed from. But then I like took it to a next level, with my training and with running AAU track. Like, he was just naturally fast, but I'm like natural plus work.
I got one more question. On the Saints website, it says you're wearing 37. I was curious if you picked that or if that was just like given to you. I think you wore 5 in college and then 25 in Carolina. I didn't know if that was just a random number assigned to you or if you picked that out.
Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't know that. So, it's whatever. To be honest, like I really, didn't care what number they picked anyways, because whatever number they put me in, I want to be able for them to say who is 37 making plays, who's in 45 making plays. Like I didn't care if it was 99. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just because, hey man, like this is an opportunity for me to sit there and really use the work that I've put in and truly make a name for myself. So, the person makes the number, not the other way around, in my opinion. So yeah, I did wear 5 in college, and that's my favorite number. But I really don't. It's once I get back to playing football, you can put, like I said, you can put me at 555 and I will ball out. So.
All right. I'm excited to see what you do, man. I appreciate you hopping on and taking time out of your day to join and talk football, your camp and everything. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, man, absolutely. And thank you for the support. One of the few, if any, that, even posted it. So thank you. And, yeah, man, like I said, I'm looking forward to really, showing everybody what I'm all about. So.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you do in camp and to see you compete. Thank you again, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, have a great rest of your day.
Yep, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.